What was that? One of the men exclaimed as they stared down the bloody hallway, lined with the corpses of their friends. Damn it. It's some kind of monster. Do you think it's one of them? I don't know, but I'm getting the hell out of here. We gotta get the boss. We can't handle this shit. You're damn right on that one, they said as they began to run down the hallway frantically, rapidly making pace around a different corridor of the estate. Do you really think the boss can handle this? One of the men exclaimed as they ran. I mean, really? Did you even see that crap? He walked straight through the wall like it wasn't even there. Like he wasn't even there. I mean, the guys that have come before, they're tough. I know that much. But I have never seen any kind of shit like that. This is starting to become the shit of nightmares, man. I mean, can the boss really deal with that? Don't talk like that, you moron. Of course he can. So what, this one is a little extra freaky. It's no different. He dealt with the other ones and he'll deal with this one. I wouldn't be surprised if he was on his way here right now, the man said, looking over as they ran down the hallway. As he looks at his friend, suddenly seeing a hand reach down from above, grasping his friend by the hair, hoisting him from the ground. He looks up to see a figure dressed in white, wearing an Oni mask, tightly clutching his friend's head, dangling him by the top knot on his head, but only for a moment, as in a rapid streak, a blade passes right through him. His body falls to the ground, blood gushing from the stump that's left, as the head remained with the man, dressed in white, protruding from the ceiling, only part way, once again, as if he were a specter, some incorporeal thing, not bound by the regular laws of solid and liquid, passing through walls as if they were air, suspended from the ceiling, part of his body dangling out, as the red eyes beam out at him. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you going to deliver a message? I don't think it'll be necessary, the figure said, holding his friend's head aloft in the air as he drops it to the ground, now beginning to pass more and more out of the ceiling as the man backs up, terror consuming him as he places his back against the wall, the white figure hanging from the ceiling, now protruding almost all the way, most of his body extending down from the ceiling, while only his feet remain affixed inside of the ceiling. His face hangs low, the distance between the ceiling and where he stood, such that now he looked the monster eye to eye, the red in his eyes glaring out at him. Oh, all those poor souls, the figure from the ceiling said, glaring at him pressed against the wall. 62. What? The man said as his heart beat louder and louder. What are you talking about? He said, glaring up at him. That's the number of people you've killed. The number of innocent lives you've taken. 62. Everyone has a count, you know. A docket, you might call it. A list of sins. The crimes you commit against others. Even if you are not punished for those crimes, they do not leave you. They stay forever charted, etched into your soul. I can see them. And don't tell me that they had it coming. I know better, the figure dangling from the ceiling said, as he got ever closer, leaning in towards the man, pressed against the wall. His breath seemed icy, cold, completely contradictory of life, as if it sucked the warmth out of the air. You see, there's a delicate system. When someone comes in confrontation with you, and you're forced to take their life in self-defense or the defense of others because it was absolutely necessary. Those do not get added to your charter. They are not acts of violence that strip the lives of the innocent. No, the only lives that are added to your charter are those that were without cause, without right or reason, those you slayed for any purpose other than your own defense or the defense of another. In other words, you have killed 62 people in cold blood without right or reason. And you live your life still. You believe that you are free, but you are bathed in their blood. You cannot escape it. There are many tales of what happens to those who live the kind of life that you live after they die. But you could say I'm a bit impatient. I have no intentions on waiting around, counting the number of victims until you finally meet your end, waiting for punishment to come to you later. Why put off till tomorrow what you can do today? He said as he brought forward his blade, extending it as the man hoveled in fear, his legs shaking as if he wanted to move, but was simply too consumed with fright to do so. When, in a sudden streak of motion, seemingly from nowhere, another streak flies through the hallway. The figure hanging from the ceiling moves quickly, as if he sensed it coming. As suddenly a blade flies in his direction, he just manages to parry. The blades clash in air, sparks fly, as he detaches from the ceiling, spinning off through air for a moment before landing on the ground. Without a moment's hesitation, this new figure wielding a solid black blade streaks forward in his direction. A flurry of blade strikes from both angles, one slash after another, clashing in the hallway as sparks fly. The dim light from the collisions alights the hallway for short sparks of light. The blades move faster than any normal man can track as the figures dance through the hallway, blades clashing back and forth. Finally, one resounding strike as both of them press into each other, and with a solid thrust, their blades grinding against one another, they force each other back, each one taking steps backwards, finding solid stance as they glare each other down in the hallway. "Holy shit, boss!" The man who was pinned against the wall, his legs shaking, says, looking over to the new figure in the hallway. "I think you just saved my life." "Roja, get the hell out of here. I can handle this," the new figure says, waving him off. "You got it, boss. I'll get the boys and come back." "No," the figure replies. "They'll just be in the way. I'll handle this myself and catch up with you once I'm done." "Yeah, you got it, boss," he says as he rapidly begins running away, as if he couldn't get away from the location fast enough. "Well, aren't you confident?" the figure dressed in white says, angling his blade ever so slightly as he peers down the hall at his opponent. "And aren't you a creepy one?" the new figure replies. "I have to say you're a bit more theatrical than the previous ones I've seen pass through. I already know that you know what my name is. You no doubt have the same one, correct? But I'll go ahead and give you some details. I don't know what your beliefs are, but I was always taught that if you're gonna kill someone, you ought to tell them your name first, so they can wait for you in hell. So, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Black Blade Kantaki, the leader of this little outfit. And I must say, I wasn't expecting someone like you to show up. Or maybe I just wasn't expecting it so soon. I was thinking for sure that I'd be in Tokyo before I ran into someone like you. By the feel of it, I'd say you have almost the same number of pieces that I do. I'm at 34. How about you? He says, staring down the hallway at the masked figure.